What is going on, guys? This is Night of Wrestling, and I'm your host, as always, Robbie Delts. And today, it's just myself doing the WWE Super Showdown predictions. Paul's not here, Dylan's not here, so it's just me this time. And, you know, I guess it's alright for them to miss this predictions show here live on YouTube. Um, they had some things that they had to do. Paul was out for dinner. Dylan is going to see the new Venom movie tonight in theaters. So um, that's his time basically taken for that. So let's move on to me. And bear with me here. I am just almost over my cold that I've had for a little over a week now. So I may stumble here and there. I'm going to be looking on my phone because Dylan had sent me his predictions, and wow, that is really, really bad. You cannot tell a single. Oh, there we go. Those are his predictions underlined there as he screenshotted all the stuff from Wikipedia. So, um, actually, I will screen share right now so that you don't have to put up with looking at me the whole entire time and jibber jabbering. So let me see here. Screen share. And it glitched a little bit there, or not really, but it lagged a little bit. And we'll go to the Super Showdown page. And yeah, now I'm screen sharing. Here we go. So here is the Wikipedia page showing the entire card for WWE Super Showdown. And I mean, it doesn't matter what order I start in, but I'll go from bottom to top. So we'll start off with Becky Lynch defending her SmackDown Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair. Now, this has no stipulations to it, as you can tell, along with some of the other matches that really don't have much of a stipulation besides it just being singles or tag matches. The majority of the card looks like it's going to be either six-man tag matches or two-on-two tag matches. So that's something to look forward to, I guess. But I will mention Dylan's prediction first, as he says Becky Lynch is set to retain against Charlotte, and you know what? I'm going to agree with him. I like Becky Lynch right now. She's doing amazing things as the SmackDown Women's Champion, and also she's working well with her heel gimmick at the moment. So big things for her, obviously. So I mean, I can also kind of see why Dylan would say Becky Lynch as well, not only because he's a mark for Becky Lynch, but because, you know, it's kind of too soon for Becky to lose the championship after just winning it somewhat recently. Moving on, though. Here's one of those tag matches I was talking to you about. This is a women's tag match with Asuka and Naomi. The Glow Empresses, or the Empresses of Glow, or something like that. I don't know what they're calling themselves, but of course they're going up against the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, in the Iconics' hometown, basically, as you can say, because they're from Australia. And I got to go with the hometown girls on this one. This is not only because Peyton Royce happens to be my favorite out of the two members of Iconics, that is. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but the Iconics have something about them that, I mean, they're getting some heat, and that's what they should be doing as heels. And they're going up against a team of Asuka and Naomi. I mean, Asuka doesn't have anything that's basically standing in her way anymore. Like, her streak has already been defeated long since WrestleMania, when Charlotte defeated her. But yeah, and then Naomi, I mean, there isn't much that she's doing right now. So the Iconics basically are most likely going to be the favorites to win this match. Moving right along, we will stick with the SmackDown brand again and another tag team match, but this time it's for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. As your five-time SmackDown, or I should say just in general, WWE Tag Team Champions, The New Day will be set to facing the Bar of Cesaro and Sheamus, as you see here on Wikipedia, and if you know from watching all the stories leading up to Super Showdown. So now here's an interesting tag match because you got Big E, Kofi Kingston, and or Xavier Woods. So any two of these three members of the New Day going up against the Bar. And in my opinion, I'd like to see the Bar win another tag team title and have another run with them. But, I mean, Dylan here says that the New Day are going to retain, and I don't know. This one's tricky for me. But, you know what? I'm going to agree with Dylan on this one. I'm going to say the New Day are retaining as well. Also, I did forget to mention, I believe, but Dylan has also predicted that the Iconics are going to beat Naomi and Asuka. So I'm sorry that I forgot that little segue into this next match. But we'll move right along now into the singles match for the Cruiserweight Championship. We have the current champion, Cedric Alexander. I was going to say Buddy Murphy first, but no, Buddy Murphy is the opponent and challenger, and it is in Buddy Murphy's hometown that Super Showdown is happening in. So, again, Dylan and I are in agreement with this one that Buddy Murphy is going to win in his hometown and become the new Cruiserweight champion. And I 100% agree with that statement, and I am a huge fan of Buddy Murphy. I haven't been watching 205 Live lately since they moved it to Wednesday nights due to the whole Mixed Match Challenge being after SmackDown on Tuesday nights. So, there you have it. Buddy Murphy walking out of Super Showdown as the new Cruiserweight champion, as Dylan and I both agree. Moving on to this next match, the no countout and no disqualification match for the WWE Championship between the current champion AJ Styles and the challenger Samoa Joe. Now, this feud has been brewing for quite some time now, and I'm enjoying it. I truly am. Samoa Joe is doing the best work right now as a heel, and AJ Styles is doing everything he can to not let Joe get in his head, and this feud is just, it's something. It's changed. This feud has changed up a little bit ever since their first encounter, when their feud first started, I should say, and it just keeps getting better. So good on them. And predictions. Dylan says AJ Styles is going to retain. Meanwhile, I believe that we're going to see a new WWE champion, and his name is Samoa Joe. Moving right along to the 6 women tag team match, we have the Riot Squad, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and Sarah Logan. Hopefully Liv Morgan will be participating, as last week she did suffer a concussion off of a yes kick from Brie Bella. But anyways, mentioning Brie Bella, we'll get right into the Riot Squad's opponents, the Bella Twins and Ronda Rousey. See, with this match, I don't really think there's much appeal to it for me. I gotta be honest. Dylan is saying that the Bella Twins and Ronda Rousey are going to win this match. I am going to wholeheartedly disagree with him. I think that the Riot Squad should go over in this match. Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan, they need to basically reinstate their dominance. They need to continue to run roughshod around the Raw locker room, the Raw women's locker room even. We've been seeing little bits and pieces of them doing that. And you have two reality TV stars in the Bella Twins, along with a former UFC women's champion or women's welterweight champion and whatever, or lightweight, featherweight. Honestly, I could care less. And then you also have UFC Hall of Famer Ronda Rousey. So, again, Alexa Bliss basically said it. Ronda Rousey is an overhyped rookie. And she's not ready. You have a whole team that has been training day in and day out in the Riot Squad. And that just proves right there, without a shadow of a doubt, that the Riot Squad should be going over in this match. If they do not, I will be very disappointed. However, it is the WWE, and sometimes it can be unpredictable. So, I mean, if the Bella Twins and Ronda Rousey somehow miraculously pull off the victory, good on them. But I am saying the Riot Squad is going over in this match. Moving on, we will now talk about the 6-man tag team match, and that is going to be between the Shield and the team calling themselves the Dogs of War or something to that effect. So the Shield, which is Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins, going up against Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. Now, do not get me wrong when I say this. Lately, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre have been dominating the Raw tag team division, and I am enjoying watching every match that they're in. They have something about them that I just truly enjoy. Like, if it's their finishing move together, the Claymore into the zigzag, like that's gotta say. I mean, yes, it's something so simple as that, but even still, it just looks phenomenal every time it's hit. And that isn't going to influence my decision on this matchup. But if you've been watching Raw the last couple of weeks, and I mean, it's hard to do so sometimes because I tell you, 3 hours is pretty hard to do now. And it's just been garbage the last couple of weeks, not gonna lie. But they've been hinting at Dean Ambrose turning heel, and I mean, if Dean Ambrose does end up turning heel, leaving the group and everything, and splitting up the Shield again for the second time or whatever, however many times they've been, well, it would have been like this would be the second theoretically time that they've done it. So I don't know. This whole Shield reunion thing is, as Paul said, I believe the last time we were live here on YouTube, I believe it's been not so lackluster as of late. Like, they haven't done much to really get them rejuvenated in the Raw brand. And I mean, yes, the whole Dean Ambrose being back thing and him looking more jacked than ever. I don't know. I've been becoming more and more of a huge Dean Ambrose fan as of late. A huge fan of Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns, not so much. Yeah, you see, I don't agree with Dylan's prediction, which I'm going to say now. Him and I both agree that the Shield are going to walk out of Super Showdown with the win. And I don't think anything is really going to happen with the Shield after that. I don't think anything is going to happen right away with any heel turns or, closing out the group for good finally. But let's move right along now to the singles match to determine the number one contender for the WWE Championship. This match for the WWE Championship will happen at some future event, I'm sure of. But yeah, so you have Daniel Bryan versus The Miz as they are continuing their feud. So now, here's where we talk about the whole scenario that we talked about last time here on Night of Wrestling, where I believe it was SummerSlam. I believe that was the last event. No, this is October. September would have been... I'm drawing a blank here. Let me scroll up quickly to see if they even have it here. Yes, Hell in a Cell. Sorry. Anyways, so at Hell in a Cell, if I'm not mistaken, The Miz won that match. And or no, it was a mixed tag match between The Miz and Maurice versus Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella, and I believe The Miz and Maurice won that match. So this one theoretically should be going to Daniel Bryan, and Dylan basically predicts that Daniel Bryan's going to win this match, and you see, I can kind of agree with him, and I might just because of the fact that if Daniel Bryan wins this match, then that gives The Miz more of an opportunity to then get pushed up into the main card, like the world title picture. He might end up winning the world title, and then this will set up a last little match between Bryan and The Miz for the WWE Championship to culminate it all. So I'm going to agree with Dylan, and this might be a risk prediction for me, but I'm going to say Daniel Bryan as well. And we've got two more matches to talk about left on the card. We've got Bobby Lashley and John Cena versus Elias and Kevin Owens. Then we also have a singles match for the last time ever between Triple H, a legend in his own right, and he has Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, in his corner, as Triple H goes up against The Undertaker with his brother Kane, the new mayor of Knox County, in The Undertaker's corner. So these two matches are the last two that I will be talking about for this episode of Night of Wrestling. And I'm obviously going to leave Triple H versus The Undertaker last, only because it is the last time ever that these two will step foot in the ring against each other. Possibly. And I will tell you why I say possibly in just a few moments. But first, let's just quickly skim through this tag match between Lashley and Cena versus Elias and Owens. As much as I want to say Elias and Kevin Owens, and they did a fantastic job on Monday Night Raw with how much of the fact that they got the crowd going on Monday. They got the crowd so heated when I believe it was Elias, or maybe it was Kevin Owens even mentioning the fact that was the Supersonics shouldn't have had a basketball team, and it's a good thing that the team moved to OKC. And obviously they were referring to the Seattle Supersonics, as Raw was in Seattle this past week. I love Elias and Kevin Owens. Like, they are two of my favorites right now, and they'd be probably for WWE, they'd be in my top 5, maybe even top 10. I wouldn't say top 5. Like, they're in there. Kevin Owens is probably in the top 5. Elias is hitting probably 6th, maybe. But yeah, that doesn't really matter in this scenario because of the fact they're going up against a stacked team of Bobby Lashley and John Cena. And John Cena hasn't been seen for a little bit now, and he makes his return to Australia, or I should say he makes his return to WWE when they hit Australia this weekend. For prediction's sake, Dylan says Bobby Lashley and John Cena. And you know what? I got to go with the heel team on this one. I got to go with Elias and Kevin Owens. This is a risk prediction as well, as I mentioned before. But now I will move on finally to the last time ever match between Triple H and The Undertaker. So as I mentioned, and as you can see here, Triple H will have Shawn Michaels in his corner, and The Undertaker will have his brother Kane in his corner. So, the reason earlier why I said this possibly could be the last time you see them in a match or even in a ring together is because of the fact that, Survivor Series is coming up. So you could potentially see a last time ever DX versus the Brothers of Destruction match, which would be pretty cool. I mean, it could happen like that, or it could even happen as like a Team Angle versus Team Corbin or something like that. I don't know, to be honest. Like they're gonna go with some little thing here. But looking at Dylan's prediction, he's saying that Taker is going to go out with the win. And you know what? I agree with him. The last few times that Taker and Triple H have fought against each other, Taker's always, gone over. And those were WrestleMania matches. You know what, though? I agree with him there, where he thinks The Undertaker will win, but I'm gonna turn it back a little bit and disagree and say that my prediction is going to be one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, Triple H. Everybody seems to be thinking, oh yeah, The Undertaker. The Undertaker's got this. A lot of people are saying that. And you know what? We'll bring it back to me for a quick second. We'll stop sharing this. So, yeah, a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, The Undertaker's going to win this match. The Undertaker's got this. A few people are saying Triple H is going to win. And you know what? I'm going to go with that few people that are going to say Triple H are going to win, or is going to win, I should say, this match. So, there you have it. There has been the predictions for Super Showdown coming to you live from the WWE Network and coming live from Melbourne, Australia, Saturday, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's going to be an early one, but you can always go back and watch it on demand later on, or you can watch it online later on, wherever you're going to watch it from. But I should mention that Night of Wrestling will be back live on YouTube near the end of the month, because WWE's all-women's pay-per-view Evolution is taking place, I believe, October 26th. I'm going to quickly double-check that for you before I sign off here. But yeah, so don't miss the first ever live broadcast from Australia, the biggest WWE live event ever in Australia, as they're calling it. But yes, now looking at the Evolution pay-per-view card. I'm not really even looking at the card. I'm just looking at the date. It takes place October 28th. So, again, the assumption of saying that the 26th, that was probably when we're going to do the prediction video, or maybe even the 25th on a Thursday. It's going to be either a Thursday or a Friday. So 25th or 26th, keep in mind those two dates are when I will be back live on YouTube, hopefully with Paul and Dylan returning. I hope you all have enjoyed watching Night of Wrestling. And until next time, I'm Robbie Dills. Take care, guys. And for those of you watching from Canada, have a happy Thanksgiving weekend.